Hello, everyone. Welcome, and it is so good to see you. I am reporting to you today on an article that I found in WKRN, Tennessee, that reports that TBI 9 arrested in connection with Hendersonville human trafficking investigation. I'm bringing this to you because we have been searching for a teen out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, Sebastian Rogers, who is now 16. He's been missing for about 17 months, was reported missing February 26, 2024. We do not know what has occurred, but of recent lately, we have had ransom demands, claims of that Sebastian was trafficked into Mexico, claims to unalive him if the demands and rewards weren't provided. So we are going to discuss the situation of trafficking in Hendersonville, and is it on the rise? So, according to the article, in April of 2025, authorities arrested 9 people. And by the way, they rescued 2 victims, 9 people in connection with the Hendersonville human trafficking investigation. Please stay to the end because I'm going to show you the 2024 statistics on human trafficking in Tennessee, and we'll focus on Middle Tennessee, where Sebastian Rogers is from. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's Human Trafficking Unit, in conjunction with the Hendersonville Police Department, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, members of the 18th Judicial Drug Task Force, and authorities with Homeland Security investigations, conducted an undercover operation aimed at addressing human trafficking in that area. I think that's fabulous. What confuses me is we have a teen missing with trafficking claims, ransom demands, and this group, this trafficking unit from TBI, has not gathered Sumner County, Hendersonville, anyone they can to get to the bottom of this. So that does confuse me a little bit, is why they will do it for a sting operation, but not a child that is missing that could possibly have been trafficked, allegedly, in my opinion. As part of the investigation, which happened this weekend, which was in April of 2025, officers placed decoy advertisements on websites in an attempt to identify individuals looking to engage in commercial acts with minors. The 9 arrested were Vincent Billingsley of Memphis. He was arrested with simple possession of a Schedule 6 drug, as well as charged with 1 count of promoting prostitution. Stephen Cannon of Charlotte, charged with 1 count of promoting P. Jerry Delp of Westmoreland, charged with 1 count of patronizing P of a minor. Morgan Garrett of Cordova, charged with 1 count of promoting P. James Jones of Gallatin, who was charged with 1 count of solicitation of a minor and 1 count of aggravated exploitation of a minor. Trinity Knudsen of Conway, Arkansas, coming from all over, who was charged with 1 count of P. Carolyn McIntosh of Goodlettsville, who was charged with 1 count of P. Druce Phillips of Nashville, who was charged with 2 counts of P, patronizing P from a minor. Macacole Rivas of Nashville, who was charged with 1 count of promoting P. Well, in addition to those 9 arrests and getting them off the street, hopefully they were charged. I've been trying to look. 2 potential victims of human trafficking were identified. Authorities said those people were offered resources through victim service organizations, which I'm not going to read out loud because I don't want those individuals to ever be able to be tracked. So in looking at this, I thought, wow, okay, that's in Hendersonville. 9 traffickers that they got from 1 weekend of a sting. 1 operation. If you recall, after Sebastian went missing, there was a predator from the Midwest who was extradited into Sumner and back to Hendersonville for charges of exploiting a child, exploits of a minor child over the internet. Hendersonville's like every other town. It's not safe. We can think we're safe, but that doesn't mean there aren't things around. Now, we have trafficking in Hendersonville, clearly. I also found an article where there were, back a few years ago, there were restaurants in Hendersonville that were found to be labor trafficking undocumented undocumented individuals. So what I want to know is why, if this is known to be going on, aren't we gathering these groups and doing an operation to find Sebastian Rogers, if that is a possibility of what has occurred? Let's look at the Middle Tennessee's statistics for trafficking. Okay, as you can see, this is 2024. The below graph identifies the number of hotline calls and tips received by TBI's human trafficking between 2019 and 2024. They were received from across the entire state of Tennessee. And they had, now this is interesting. They had 1,432 in 2023, 1,170. So it went down a little bit in 2024 for Tennessee. Now, if you look, Middle Tennessee is where Sebastian is from, and that is where the majority are coming from, the majority of the cases needing to be investigated as of November of 24. So 406 of those calls were from Middle Tennessee, where Hendersonville is from. Now, of those calls in 2024, 514 were for minor S trafficking. So the majority being in Middle Tennessee and the main type being minor S trafficking. See it here? The next largest being other or not human trafficking, adult S trafficking would be the next. Here you go. Here we have, wait, let me see if this is the one. This is what I want to show you right here in 2024. Okay. It says right here, 435, the largest age range for the calls that they got in regarding S trafficking is children 13 to 17 years. Sebastian falls in that range. So the TBI's human trafficking receives tips regarding potential victims within the state of Tennessee across all ages. Minors victims are tracked with the most specificity and range in age from 5 months to 17 years old. 5 months. The chart below shows the breakdown of tips by age of victim. Based on tips in 24, 45% involve children between the ages of 13 and 17 years old. That is staggering. It is in Hendersonville. It could be what happened to Sebastian. We're getting claims of it, whether they're true, they're not confirmed, but they're looking, they're checking into them. Why hasn't Sebastian Rogers been found? Why haven't they put together a sting unit like that, or a unit to investigate what could have happened to Sebastian? Why hasn't Sumner County called in the marshals to help out? Why haven't they asked Homeland Security to come out and do one of these trafficking investigations? Why don't they look into that? What is going on in Sumner County? Why give attention to other things, but not to Sebastian Rogers? What a travesty, by the way, that the father of Sebastian Rogers the other day, not only is he being ignored by Sumner County, not only did they tell him they're not doing any more press conferences, they don't care. The sheriff said he doesn't care what his constituents and the public think. Not only that, but he can't even file a suit against the stepfather for the numerous, or against CPS even, and the stepfather for the reports from CPS and him not being notified. You know why? Because it goes through Sumner County, and he is not supported there. He mentioned in his live the other day, they don't like Davison County. Well, so what if they don't like it? Okay? You still work with people when a child's life is involved. What is going on in Hendersonville? We know trafficking is there. We know, by the way, the restaurants that were bringing in the labor traffickers who were illegals, they were also caught for money laundering. It is happening in Hendersonville, and it is being hidden behind businesses in Hendersonville. My friends, I believe if we follow the money, it will lead us right to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Hit that notification bell. I have something coming up that I came across regarding Hutch Court in Gallatin. Don't miss it. Hit the like on your way out, please. And if you haven't subscribed, do so. We would love to have you. Keep keeping on and talk soon until next time.